emotional content.
So body cam video reveals chaotic scene of deputy fatally pew-pewing Sonia Massey called 911 for help. This was reported yesterday. There's a picture of her. I think that's with one of her babies. That was in Springfield, Illinois. Let me see. What you saying? $75 turned him into a felon. That's a damn shame. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. He could have got another job. I understand the $75, and in this day and age, yeah, I would probably want to hurt you, but I'll get it back. The Most High don't play. As long as you trust him, he'll get it for you. But you didn't have to do that. Anyway, so in Springfield, Illinois, Sonia Massey ducked and apologized to an Illinois sheriff deputy seconds before he pew-pewed the black woman 3 times in her home with one fatal blow to the head, as seen in the body camera video released Monday. You know what? I feel like, yes, you did. I feel like all these motherfuckers should have to have that camera on them. And if you don't have that camera on you, you will get electrocuted. That's what I feel. I feel like every time that camera is not on you while you're on duty, you should get shocked up your crotch. That's what I think. Get a damn swift tase up your crotch because you ain't got your uniform all together. Uniform includes a body camera because you assholes don't seem to know how to handle power and authority. An Illinois grand jury indicted former Sangamon County Sheriff Deputy Sean Grayson, 30, who is white, last week. He's pleaded not guilty. What the fuck you mean not guilty? They got cameras. You gonna okay? They gonna pull the drunk move. The drunk. You're gonna pull a drunk on us. We can see you. Do you know we can see you? You dumbass motherfucker. He knew. Because she told him she took her medicine. This motherfucker here. He has pleaded not guilty to charges of first-degree unaliving, aggravated battery with a force multiplier, and official misconduct. Yes, you did, you nasty demon. The video confirmed prosecutors' earlier account of the tense moment when Grayson yelled from across a counter at Massey to set down a pot of hot water. She wasn't even thinking about that hot water till you mentioned it, stupid. Maybe she was going to boil some eggs, you jackass. He then threatened to pew-pew Massey. She ducked, briefly rose, and Grayson pew-pewed her. She was not a whack-a-mole, you bitch. Authorities said Massey, 36, had called 911 earlier to report a suspected prowler. The video shows that the 2 deputies responded just before 1 a.m. on July 6th at her home in Springfield, 200 miles southwest of Chicago. They first walked around the house and found a black SUV with the broken windows in the driveway. Maybe somebody was stealing. She got nervous and she called, thinking they were coming for her house next. It took Massey 3 minutes to open the door after the deputies knocked, and she immediately said, "Don't hurt me." She seemed confused as they spoke at the door, and she repeated that she needed help, referenced God, and told them she didn't know who owned the car. Inside the house, deputies seemed exasperated as she sat on her couch and went through her purse as they asked her for identification to complete a report before leaving. Then Grayson pointed out a pot sitting on the flame of the stove. Had you left that alone? No fire. We don't need a fire while we're here. Dude, seriously. Hey, John, it is a sad story. It's a disgusting story. He should have just left that woman's goddamn kitchen the hell alone, done your damn work, and get your ass out. Massey immediately got up and went to the stove, moving the pot near a sink. Now, how the hell is she coming for you, dumbass? She and Grayson seemed to share a laugh over her pan of steaming hot water before she unexpectedly said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Maybe she saw something. And if he had just waited a few more seconds, he could see that she ducked down with no, it wasn't even that. Because she ducked down before he even, got the damn thing out. When she popped back up, that's when he took an aim. Oh, Lord. You better blink not, or I swear to God, I'll blank shoot you in your blank face. Why would she? She was next to the sink. You back the fuck up. Water only reaches so far. And then come and get her ass in some, take her down peacefully. That's all you had to do. I keep asking this and nobody answers my fucking question. I thought it was, I'm sitting up here getting distracted. I thought the whole thing was to serve and protect. That's what I thought it was. Serve and protect. But so far in the last decade or so, all I've been hearing is pew pew first, then ask questions. What kind of bullshit is that? Mm-mm. Okay, it's understandable for someone to get scalded with hot water. Yeah, but seriously, back the fuck up. Back up. You ain't got to pew pew this woman. Just back the fuck up. Jesus. Anyways, Grayson was still in the living room facing Massey and separated by a counter dividing the living room and the kitchen. Prosecutors have said that the separation allowed Grayson both distance and relative cover. That's what I'm saying. I've thrown water. It don't go that far. Well, I haven't thrown hot water, but I've thrown water. But why do you always have to take out your pow? Don't y'all have to? That's what I'm saying. They have tasers, but in shit, even when they try to tase, they grab the goddamn force multiplier. Does that make any sense to you? Like the dumbass woman that tried to pull the guy over, tried to tase him, and instead filled him with lead. You goddamn jackasses. Maybe people just need to take your gun, your force multipliers, and leave y'all with tasers and mace. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you mace me in the face, I'm done for. I got to sit down for a second. You tase my ass, I'm going to lay down. I might just pass the fuck out. I hate pain. I only have like three goddamn belts. Because I done got my ass whooped by too many. I don't like belts that much. Shit. And I'm pretty sure they won't like electricity after you tase them. Jackasses. You can get it, but that's okay. So after Grayson discouraged his partner from grabbing a medical kit to save her. You know, there have been people that have gotten headshots and they actually lived. Some of them, their brain even recouped. I'm just saying. He said, you can get it, but that's a headshot, he said. There's nothing you can do, man. That's disgusting. You realize this was like his fourth job? This motherfucker has been moved around. I'm telling you, somebody get my voice out to these motherfuckers in high places. Vet your fucking new people. How about, yes, girl. How about this, you jackasses? Hire strict, I keep saying it, hire strict, strategic, very anal retentive fucking psychiatrists to vet these motherfuckers, because I'm pretty sure at least 50% of these motherfuckers ain't right in the head. Go get a psychiatrist. They made me draw a fucking tree to teach badass kids. I didn't want to teach them little fuckers. I didn't want to touch them either. But they made me draw a tree for psychological analyzing. Man, the only thing that job made me do was drink more. Shit, badass kids. Anyways, noting that Massey was still breathing, he relented, and she was still alive. Now you know she was still alive. We can at least try to stop the bleeding, is what the other deputy said. She was still alive. I told y'all, you can get pew-pewed in the head and keep living. Grayson told responding police she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. Do you think maybe he can't see, or maybe he was hallucinating, or maybe because he's gotten some DUIs? Maybe this dude was high and he hallucinated this shit. We all see African Americans being unalive as police officers. Yeah, we do. I'm just saying, maybe he was high. During a Monday afternoon news conference, the family's lawyer, civil rights attorney Ben Crump, he everywhere. He's like fucking MasterCard, everywhere that nobody wants to be. Called Grayson's revisionist and justification disingenuous. That's what it is. In qualified immunity and go after. Exactly. I'm so sick of them paying these motherfuckers with the taxpayer. Start paying these motherfucking victims with some of their paycheck. I bet you they'll act right now. Asked why Mason told Grayson, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, Crump said she had undergone treatment for mental health issues. He noted that she invoked God's name from the beginning of the encounter and asked for her Bible after the deputies stepped inside. During Macy's funeral on Friday, Crump said the video, which he and the family had already viewed, would shock the conscience of America. Macy's father, James Wilburn, demanded county court system to be completely open in its investigation and prosecution and transparent with the public. The only time I will see my baby again is when I leave this world, Wilborn said, and I don't ever want anybody else in the United States to join this league. Grayson, who was fired last week and is being held in Sangamon County, he should have been arrested immediately. I know he was able to go home. He's county jail without bond. If convicted, he faces prison sentences of 45 years to life for unaliving, 6 to 30 years of battery, and 2 to 5 years for misconduct. His lawyer, Daniel Foltz, declined to comment Monday. Daniel, you need your ass whooped for running him. I'm so tired of Ben with his fake outrage. Ben is everywhere, and it gets on my nerves, too. There should be a social worker there with the popo to analyze her. No. I think before they even get hired, they need to be interviewed by a psychiatrist, like the strictest one you can come up with. Why didn't he stand up or speak up with Muhammad? I'm telling you right now. First of all, I kind of group him in with those BLM grifters that made money off of those poor parents and their children. I kind of group him in with them, just looking for a bag. But as for this shit right here, I feel very sorry for that man's lawyer, because I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror if I had to defend someone like this. Oh, Lord. In a statement, President Joe Biden said he and his First Lady Jill Biden were praying for Massey's family as they face this unthinkable and senseless loss. We call for help of all of us as Americans, regardless of who we are or where we live, should be able to do without fearing for our lives, Biden said. Sonia's unaliving at the hands of a responding officer reminds us that all too often Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not, and yet they still want to take from us. Get on my nerves. Massey's unaliving is the latest example of Black people unalived in recent years by police in their homes. In May, a Hispanic Florida sheriff's deputy pew-pewed and unalived Roger Fortson when the Air Force senior airman opened the door of his home in Fort Walton Beach, armed with a handgun, pointed down. The deputy, Eddie Duran, was fired. He should have been arrested. I say that because a mental health worker could have evaluated her on the scene. That's true, but at the same time, that damn cop had some issues right before he even got there. That is not his first precinct. That bastard has been bouncing from place to place to place to place. Like I said, this is all a conjure up of BS for politicians. Girl, now what they gonna say? Because this bastard here was not an illegal immigrant. He was not an illegal immigrant, not one bit. Oh, Lord. In 2019, a white Fort Worth, Texas officer fatally pew-pewed Atiana Jefferson through a rear window of her home after responding to a non-emergency call reporting that Jefferson's front door was open. Aaron Dean, the former officer, was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to nearly 12 years. That's all 12 years in prison? That bastard should have got at least 30. You took a life. It probably was him. It was probably that asshole. He has had numerous DUIs and he has been bounced from precinct to precinct. I say once you get your ass fired once from a precinct, you don't need to be in law no more for the rest of your fucking life. Never. When have the presidents ever spoken out about someone being taken out by police officers? I just remember that one. That's all I'm saying. We're going down it. In 2018, a white Dallas police officer fatally pew-pewed Botham Jean, who was unarmed after mistaking his apartment for her own. Amber Geiger, the former officer, was convicted of murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. That's it. So we just doing a decade. Crump has represented families in each case as part of his effort to force accountability for the unaliving of Black people at the hands of police. Crump also has represented relatives of Earl Moore, a Springfield man who unalived after he was strapped face down on a stretcher in December 2022. 2 emergency medical professionals face unaliving charges in that case. The fact that we remember it, the fact that there's a list, I have an issue with. The fact that no matter how many times we say stuff, they gaslight us like we're overreacting. We don't have a reason to be mad. We don't have when someone answers their fucking door and the first thing that comes out their mouth is please don't hurt me, that is a sign shit is broken. Woo! Let's go on because I have a video to go with that story. Here we go.
A peace rally to keep Sonia's memory alive. Alfred Dixon says he has played with Sonia's children and will remember her as someone who spread a message of love.
She was the kindest, nicest person I knew. She was just very loving, invited me in her home. And she just was loving. She loved everyone. In a short amount of time, she loved you already.
Richie Guyton has been attending Stand With Sonia rallies. He said it's been powerful to be a part of the community coming together in the wake of a tragedy.
It's amazing how the community can come together and really just take the collective grief that we're feeling and then do something with it. We've been able to defy expectations of what mourning looks like, of what grieving looks like, and the expectation that we would be violent in the face of violence. And I think it really does set a tone and an example for who we are and what we can be.
Alfred and Faith Perry, Alfred's cousin, says this peace march could be the beginning of big changes.
It gives me faith. It gives me hope that there can be a change. Yeah, it really can be. Like, if the change is small or big, either way, we just want to change. And like I got to say, justice for Sonia Massey.
Community organizers have plans to continue showing out and showing up for the Massey family. Meanwhile, the Massey family and attorney Ben Crump addressed the community early today. WAND's Ben Mackey shares more from today's press conference. In Springfield, Hannah Flahan, WAND News.